This is my laptop case. She's not very pretty. So I got really annoyed by the fact that it was like kind of ugly and kind of flimsy. So I thought, I have my summer break, I might as well do something, right? And I remembered that I had this spare stash of leather that I wasn't using, and I was like, wait, I could make something out of that. So I started sketching on Procreate, and then I created this like envelope design for my laptop bag, and then I realized, wait, it's an envelope. I can put a wax seal on it. And then I decided, hey, I don't want a laptop bag that I have to carry around in my hands when I'm like rushing for class, so I decided to add a sling so that I could keep my hands free, and I thought the lace added like this interesting touch. So yeah, this is the vlog. First we gotta cut some leather. You can see there's a stain here because I tried to iron it, and I learned why you can't iron leather. So this is the pattern. You'll notice here that there's this embroidery detail on my original pattern. I don't end up embroidering it because I realized that my skills are shit and it might hurt the waterproofness of the case. So back to the video. I'm gonna cut out one piece that is like this, and then one that is like this, and maximize my square foot. I just realized that. Is this right? Oh, whatever. I'll just cut a straight line. I won't. Is a rough mock-up of what it's supposed to look like, and I think I like it already. I've actually intended to do leather working before, so I have this entire box of leather working equipment, but I never got around to using it, so it's been so long since I bought it that I have no idea what's in here, and it's basically a blind box for me. So that's great. Next up, we have glue. It's funny how it's been so long since I bought this kit that the glue hardened up, and I actually had to pry it open with this sharp stick to get into it, and I proceeded to cut myself, so that was fun. Well, I fucked up. I'm just scooping it up off the floor and just putting it back in because this glue cannot be wasted. Oh my god, it's everywhere. Just getting the remainder of the glue out of my floorboards using a pin. Oh my god, my parents are gonna kill me if they find me. So I've got the two pieces all glued up, and I'm just waiting for it to dry down so that I can add the second layer and stick them together and stitch them. I know this might sound odd, but I actually find myself excited with the prospect of sewing because it's really therapeutic. I made one leather DIY before and I really liked it, so that's why I've had this like bug for leather work ever since. Let me show you. This is her. It's an old bag that I bought on Taobao, and I stitched everything. It was all saddle stitched, and I found the process to be really fun, even though it was like a lot of work, because I think the act was very therapeutic, and I don't know, it's quite nice to create something yourself. So yeah. So the piece has been drying for about 10 minutes now, and it's not fully dry, but it's dry enough, and I gotta rush for something. And then I'm just gonna go around with one more layer of glue and stick it on. I'm so busy this week. I got something to go for now, so see ya. So, I'm back from school. It was a pretty tough day, but now we can talk more about this project. So far, it's looking pretty good. I don't mean to flatter myself, but the bag has glued down pretty well. The next point of concern I have is actually the straps. In my original design, you'll see that there are these gold strap details, and it just looks really nice with the entire bag. The problem is my bag has a flat profile, so it's quite impossible to add any real straps to it without altering the way it fits my laptop. So I was thinking, what other ways of attaching a strap do I have? And then I realized that I have these leather camera straps that actually work with the project. So I was thinking of adding little tabs to stick the leather straps onto, and then I'll have removable straps, which allows me to add it when I want to wear it as a sling and remove it when I just want to stow it in my bag. I think first order of business would be to add a stitch that goes right across here to prevent any warping. I added these plastic things because I realized last minute that I probably shouldn't glue this part down, so now I can just remove it and then sew across it. because I thought the set didn't come with wax threads, I went out and bought some threads, not wax ones, but then I realized they have this thread which pretty nicely matches up with this fabric, so I'm gonna sew it on. And they so kindly provided needles. So here we go, the most exciting part. Let's see if I still got it. First one, second one. Part is my air conditioning gave out and it started leaking water. So I can't turn it on, and it's actually quite warm now. So all done. My back hurts, but we got a pretty looking. Okay, it's not the best, it's not perfectly even, but it's there. All that is left is these thread ends. What, snip, and you fry off the edges. All done. I think this will be the next seam that I work on. I'm just gonna sew a straight line across as well. My hand is sweating so badly, but it's a good thing, right? Because it helps to build up that vintage patina look that I'm going after. So, hello from my iPad. I got lazy, so this is what you have to contend with. She's done! It took me so much time and my back hurts. I had to sew on my bed because my back ached so much from this being hunched over. It was so fun, but it's also so hot. There is no air conditioning. I'm about to die from the heat, so... Now, my friends, there is a very important part that I need to cover, and that is the seal. I'm just bored. I'm bored of sewing, and I need a change of pace, so I'm gonna make a seal. A wax seal. With this candle wax that I bought at a craft store. This lighter. My measuring spoons. I don't need all of the measuring spoons, I only need the small one, but they didn't sell individual spoons and I was too lazy to go out to like a baking shop and actually get one, so we're gonna make do. The seal needs to be approximately 6 cm. I don't know the first thing about seals, frankly, so this is gonna be a fun one. How badly am I gonna fuck this up? Stay tuned. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that. Bad news, this is stuck. I got most of the candle on the bottom off, so I'm gonna give this a second try, but this time we're gonna go low and slow. Ah shit, this is too solid. I've decided to do it the old-fashioned way. Just sticking it in a cup and sort of boiling it, though it's not quite the same as boiling. But I think this is safer than the fire option that has inadvertently resulted me inhaling a lot of fumes. Okay, this might be the one. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna try embroidery. This is not working. Hello! You might be wondering, where have I been? For the last 2 days, I haven't really made any progress on it, mainly because I've been sweltering in this heat. I finally got my standing fan in, so I'm doing slightly better, but I have given up on the wax idea. It's really difficult. I decided to embroider it instead. I stole this design from Pinterest and I printed it out onto a piece of embroidery tracing paper, and then I proceeded to sew it on, wash off the embroidery paper, and now I have this beautiful wax seal. Wax looking seal. I don't think this is a really good design, but like, fuck it, you know, like, we work with what we have. So now I'll try to figure out how I want to attach it to my bag and the loops for the attachment. I think first order of business is, because I want this thing to go into like a slot, this backing will be exposed, so I need to attach some leather backing to it so that it looks nice and you won't really see this ugly backside. So my genius ass proceeded to forget to turn on my mic, so instead you'll get this lovely voiceover. I finish up the patch and proceed to work on the nubs that I'll attach the strap onto. At first I make the straps a little too short, so I cut out longer ones, glue and stitch and attach it onto my bag before sewing it down. It is at this point that I realized my mic was off, so now you get to hear my lovely voice again. So I've cut out these two strips by just laying it on and measuring it out. I think I'm just gonna glue the edges to hem it, and then I'll just glue it onto the leather and sew it down. Yes, there's a surprising amount of gluing in leather work. Not sure why. Anyways, I proceed to slack the next day off hanging out with friends. You can't see their faces here, but I assure you that we were filled with joy playing Wavelength. Hello, so we're back at it. The hems are dry, so now all that's left to do is to glue the white lacy part down to the leather and stitch it up. After sewing the front down, I cut a slit on the leather and stitched around the opening to secure it, and all that was left was the finishing touch. So I got a roll of sandpaper here. I'm just gonna cut a small piece out and then sand this. Okay, got my small piece out. I'm just gonna... Not sure if I'm doing this right. Honestly, this sanding part seems to work for like really tougher leathers, and this is a very soft leather, so maybe scissors is a better option. Now, because I bought this in Chinese, I don't really know what this is supposed to be, but it says in Chinese, literally, side sealing solution, so it should work for my purposes, hopefully. I'm just gonna apply it and then see what happens. So I've just saturated the side, and I think they say you're supposed to use something like this. I think here is where you'll see like my inexperience begin to shine, because I clearly have no clue what the fuck I'm doing. And I'll just hope that this turns out fine. But I think on this edge it looks pretty good. It's like pretty clean, even, nothing weird's going on. And there we go, a gorgeous case for my laptop. I can sling it if I want my hands free, or put it into my backpack if it's a big bag day. I don't know, I think I really like it. So far I've used it for like a day, and I think I finally realized why nobody attaches lace to leather. It gets dirty really easily, because leather is easy to clean and lace is not. But so far, I think I like it. It definitely keeps my laptop more protected than the previous case. This video was a pain to edit, so if you're still here, thanks.